Hello and welcome to an introduction to the Care Farming Code of Practice PowerPoint presentation. This presentation will give you an overview of what the code is, what it covers, why it's so important for care farms and the wider green sector, and what is involved in the process. What is the Code of Practice? The Care Farming Code of Practice is a quality standard for care farms. The code is a clear set of guidelines which is there to help show commissioners, clients and other authorities that care farms which follow the code are safe, professional and effective. It's suitable for a range of farm and garden sites which deliver commission services for those with a defined need, and this can include green care services such as social and therapeutic horticulture and animal assisted therapies. The code is essentially a set of minimum standards which social farms and gardens are encouraging all care farmers to adopt. It's site-specific and refers to an individual care farm site. If a care farm has several outreach sites, then a separate application should be made for each one. Why was the code developed? The need for some sort of quality assurance or minimum standard for care farms was first identified several years ago by care farmers themselves who wanted to ensure that all care farms, both new and existing, were delivering quality services with service user safety being paramount. Quality assurance is a good way to demonstrate the level of care and the competence of care farming being carried out. So care farmers and other experts worked with Care Farming UK to come up with a solution that would be relevant for both those within the sector calling for an accredited care farming registration scheme and to those care farmers who are already part of other accreditation or QA schemes, for example Ofsted, and who are reluctant to complete yet another one. After many discussions, a Care Farming Code of Practice was decided upon. An affordable voluntary process rather than a costly formal accreditation scheme was preferred because, as well as the funding implications, it was felt that raising and maintaining the quality of care farm provision through support was a better approach than policing. The code was then developed by the team of care farmers and other specialists and trialled by a range of care farming practitioners. It's been enhanced over the years since 2014 to become more user-friendly with a more concise suite of questions and has been updated in line with changing legislation and circumstances. What does the code cover? There are four main parts to the code. The first part is where we try to get an overview of what your site is like, for example, what type of enterprise you are and who your service users are. The next part is about how you run a responsible care farm. So this covers topics such as governance and finance and legal obligations. The next part is about how you care about the people you work with. This covers topics such as safeguarding and your members of staff, data management, etc. And the last part is about how your care farm is a safe place to be. This can include health and safety and access and talks about equipment and emergency procedures. Why is the code so important for care farms? It can help provide a template from which to plan your care farm. It can also provide some reassurance that you have the relevant policies and procedures in place. It also helps to keep your care farm up to date through the regular compliance process. Achieving the code can help demonstrate that you are using a shared standard that serves and protects vulnerable clients. It can demonstrate that you have the appropriate knowledge and experience to work with vulnerable people and that the relevant safeguarding is in place. It helps to raise the profile of care farming and gives the sector more credibility. And more credibility can lead to more referrals and commissions, which is good for long-term sustainability of care farms. Why is the code so important for commissioners? The code is important not only for commissioners and referral agencies, but also important to the service users, their families and carers as well. It can provide reassurance that you have all the necessary policies and procedures in place. It can provide peace of mind that your site is safe and professional. It shows that your staff are delivering services in a professional manner with a focus on the needs of the individual. The code process also ensures annual review of the different areas of the code, which we talked about in a previous slide, and it also demonstrates that you have commitment to quality assurance. What is involved? The application is a self-assessment, which is completed on behalf of the Green Care site. There are some supporting resources to help you complete the application. First of all, there's a guidance document for applicants, which provides more detail on each section of the code and why it's needed. It's designed to be used in conjunction with the Excel application form. There will also be a video on how to complete the application form, which will be available on our website soon. Eligibility. To be eligible to apply for the Code of Practice, you must first be a member of Social Farms and Gardens. Membership is free and it's for UK organisations delivering nature-based activities that improve people's lives. For further information on membership and how to join, please visit our website, which can be found at the top of the slide. The applicant must be a care farm or green care organisation operating from a site, not for mobile care services. The code can be for fully operational care farms or for prospective care farms. Although if you are a prospective care farm, you can start working on the code at any stage of your planning and setup, but it's best to submit an application just before you're actually operating in case things change. There is an annual £60 fee which can be payable through PayPal or through bank transfer. How to apply? To apply for the Code of Practice, you must first register your interest and check your eligibility by emailing codeadmin@farmgarden.org.uk. If eligible, you would then go on to pay the £60 fee. The code application documents and the supporting resources would then be emailed to you for completion. There is a Code of Practice administrator who will keep in touch with you and liaise between yourself and the assessment panel. Additional support will be provided in the form of online Q&A sessions and face-to-face workshops, details of which will be available via the Code newsletter and the Growing Care Farming web pages. Application form. The Excel spreadsheet application form consists of 5 different worksheets. Sheet 1 asks for contact details and also asks for some basic background information. Sheet 2, which is shown here, asks you to describe your care farm, for example the size and who your service users are. The main part of the application covers the 3 different sections that we talked about previously, and this is spread out over sheets 3, 4 and 5. As a reminder, the first section is about how you run a responsible care farm. The second part is about how you care about the people you work with, and the third part is about how your care farm is a safe place to be. This is a screenshot of the application form. This particular screenshot covers the section on how you run a responsible care farm, which is the 3rd worksheet in the application form. This column here contains the standards for this section. The next column is examples of evidence to show that you meet the standard. The 3rd column is where you can list evidence here to show that you do meet the standard, or sometimes we have a pre-filled set of standards that we would like you to address. The next column is the compliance checkbox, so this is where you show how you're compliant to this particular standard. We have a drop-down list menu where you can show this. And then the last column here is where you can provide further information. This is quite an important column because it can let you elaborate on what information you've already submitted in the evidence section. Application process. Once you've completed the Excel application form, you submit this together with a service level agreement and a safeguarding policy to codeadmin@farmgarden.org.uk. Further explanation on what a service level agreement and a safeguarding policy is provided in the guidance document. The forms are then checked over and assessed by a panel of experts, and the panel will either approve the application or provide feedback on how to improve the application. The panel is made up of experienced code care farmers and are also involved with creating and updating the code. What happens next? Once the application is approved, you're given a Care Farming Code of Practice logo which you can use on promotional material. The care farm profile on the online map of care farms will also show that the care farm has met the Code of Practice. At the end of the first and second year, after the code is first awarded, care farmers are asked to confirm that the care farm still meets the standards and to report any changes or challenges in order to continue meeting the code. At the end of the third year, care farmers need to resubmit their application to the panel for review. As mentioned before, there will be some resources to help applicants complete a code application. Please keep an eye out on www.farmgarden.org.uk/GCF and go to the quality assurance section of this particular site. Should you need to get in touch, you can email codeadmin@farmgarden.org.uk for code-related queries. If you have any care farming or growing care farming queries, please email carefarming@farmgarden.org.uk. Thank you.